We're Hannah and Trey, and we're probably lost. In December of 2021, we jumped into a lifestyle of full-time travel. We've been exploring different parts of Europe for the past 3 months and decided to exchange planes, trains, and buses for our mighty Fiat 500 rental car in Great Britain. Our plan is to spend the next month exploring as much of England, Scotland, and Wales as we possibly can before boarding a flight back to Central Europe. First up on our epic UK road trip is the historic city of York. We wanted to point out some highlights here in York, not necessarily like the must-dos, but things that we found super interesting and super unique to this particular city. Now we're starting off walking the walls around York. We came through at the Fishergate Bar, and we're gonna walk all the way to Bootham Bar. One of the best things about it is it's free. It doesn't cost anything to walk the walls. There are specific spots where you can go and learn about particular history and around the wall that's like 6-7 pounds, but we're gonna stick to free. This is the best way to see the old city.
This is so small. That was so cool.
Even if you're not looking for like an exercise or a workout, coming out to the city walls is perfect if you're just looking for a vantage point of York Minster. We've gotten the best views that we've seen of the cathedral so far just by walking around the outside of the city walls. So in medieval times, streets that led to openings in the city walls were called gates, and the actual entrances through the walls are called bars, hence the term for this being Bootham Bar. We decided to take this path into the walled city because it's one of the oldest entrances to York and also leads perfectly into our next stop. If you want a special view of York Minster, then take Little Peculiar Lane. So this is like a tiny little walkway, and it's referred to as a ginnel, which is a passageway through a building or a wall. Passing through this ginnel will actually lead you to Presenter's Court, which is oddly referred to as a snickelway. A snickelway is a term actually created in the 80s, which mixed the word snicket, which is a passageway between walls or fences. A ginnel, which as we remember from Little Peculiar Lane, is a narrow passageway between or through buildings, and an alleyway, which is basically a narrow street. It's kind of interesting that the people of York just created their own word and it stuck so well. Now, no trip to York is complete without stopping through the Shambles. The Shambles, like a well-preserved medieval shopping street, and while none of the original shops from that period survives today, some still have the exterior wooden shelves where cuts of meat would hang from the open windows. Now, there's been some debate over the years that the Shambles served as an inspiration behind Harry Potter's Diagon Alley. And while there are multiple wizard shops that we're absolutely not going to pass up visiting, J.K. Rowling said that this is false. But you can see why people think that, as it's so similar to Diagon Alley in the movies. Now, rather than meat shops, you'll find sweet shops, and we feel like we have to indulge. I feel like I can't pass a Christmas shop without going in, even if it's only for like the sake of my parents. Mom, Dad, hello. Hi, thank you, Merry Christmas. That felt weird, just because it's just not the season for that.
Bit of a line to get into the little Harry Potter store, but it's worth it. Says the person who likes Harry Potter to the person who doesn't really care that much.
After a few hours of exploring, I feel like it's time to get some food, and what better place to go than to the Shambles Market. You know what they say, when in York, you get Thai food. What'd you get?
Some fish tacos. Look at those.
Oh, man. And I got Thai food, because that's what you get when you're in York.
Is it?
What?
Is Thai food what you're supposed to get in York?
Nope.
Oh.
One super fun thing and quirky thing that you can do here in York is go on the York Cat Trail. It's free and it's easy for all ages. It's a fun family activity. And there are 22 cats spread out throughout the center of the city. So any highlight that you see in York is bound to have a cat near them or above them. You can download a map online and then follow along and see if you can spot all 22. Like I said, it's super easy, super free, and it takes about an hour. I feel like no trip to York is truly complete without touring York Minster, and I would recommend getting online and buying them beforehand. We went up to the front earlier and it didn't look like there was an option to purchase. There might be, but they highly encourage people to go ahead and just purchase ahead of time before arriving.
If you're coming to York, then it's legitimately impossible to miss the York Minster. The cathedral dates back to over 1,300 years ago and is the largest medieval Gothic cathedral north of the Alps. The great east window has 311 stained glass panels and is actually the size of a tennis court. It might not look like it, but it's huge.
So now that we've done a lot of the touristy things and York Minster, we figured we'd walk on the wild side a little bit. Supposedly York is like the most haunted city / town in England. Now get down in the comments, let us know if that's true or not. But we're gonna go and we're gonna hit a couple pubs that are supposedly super haunted. One of being Snickelway Inn and one being Golden Fleece. We figured we'd go, we'd try some ales, and also see if they're as haunted as they say they are.
This is one of 2 bars that claim to be the most haunted in New York. Supposedly there's an old man that pops through the back wall, and so we decided to sit near the back wall.
I'm not getting very spooky vibes here, but it is a nice place to enjoy beer. We'll take a good pint and a non-scary scene over a bad pint and a scary scene any day.
Should I knock on the back wall? No spooks yet, but we'll see at the next one. Or maybe he's gonna kick us out. I don't know.
Maybe so. Maybe we'll be walking out and we'll just fall over. Next up is the Golden Fleece.
I'm excited about this one. Supposedly there are 5 ghosts that live in the Golden Fleece.
Alright, let's see if there's any spooky vibes here.
The owner was said in 2012 to be taking plaster heads of future ghosts. I don't see them anywhere. I'm kind of sad because I wanted to partake. Maybe next time.
That are unique to York. Unique New York. So now it's cold, but I have a feeling the sun might pop out. And who knows, maybe we'll get some rain or snow. Possibly some sleet. Who knows? No one knows.
The sun is out, so No. I was trying to make a Frozen joke.
Yep. Maybe I'm just like a goofy American, but I feel like every cathedral and every like church and every school that I see here in England since we've arrived has just reminded me of Hogwarts.
Uh-oh.
Because the sun is out, and in the sun it's pretty warm. Here comes
Is that
comes sun.
Here Comes Santa Claus, but instead of Here Comes Santa Claus, it's Here Comes the Sun? There's an actual song called Here Comes the Sun.
Oh my god.
Do 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 do.
But I have Christmas songs stuck in my head after going to that Christmas store, so I felt like it was appropriate.
She's all tough until something happens. She's gonna lose her mind.
What you want?
She's gonna jump out of her skin. Are you
No.
scared?
Only by that door. It's very loud. The skeleton's over there, and he's wearing a bunny costume. Like if you're new. Ooh.
Like if you're new.